Hello and welcome to Friday Flowers. Today we're going to do a flower called Betty. And I'm going to draw it diagonally because that way I'll have more room to actually draw the flower. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw kind of like a little seed piece. And then we're going to turn it and draw that seed piece in a mirrored direction. And now we're going to draw a line that goes from there to there, connects, and then connects back to that. So you'll see what I mean. So like that. And then we're going to mirror that on the other side. Okay. And then we're going to draw a line and use those two lines to create the line. So you'll see what I mean. So it's going to go in those directions. So like, okay. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to aura around this whole little teardrop shape. First, we're going to just aura on the bottom. And then we're going to follow that line over the top like that. Okay. Now we're going to turn it to the side and we're going to make these cool little shapes around the edge. So they go like this. And now I want to draw over this, so it's going to be a little bit different and a little bit bigger. And now I'm going to mirror the other side onto this side. Cool. So now what I'm going to want to do is you could really tangle inside these if they're big enough, but I'm just going to put some dots. I don't have dots big enough to put the top, so I'm just going to put some dots on the side and then dots in the middle just to give it a little decoration. And now I want to just kind of ink these in. Okay, and now I'm getting my smaller pen, my 005, and I'm going to draw inside that little shape, and I'm going to do a flux, kind of tucking it in there. And then I'm going to draw another flux on that side and a flux on the other side. So we're kind of drawing a 3 petal shaped flower. Just fit that in there any way you can. You can see mine are not perfectly symmetrical, and that's okay. And then I'm going to color in the negative space. Now I'm going to use my smaller pen. And, oh, I'm going to put some lines here. And then I think on the edges, it would look really good to have some flicks down here. So I'm going to do that on this side. And the other side. I think that looks pretty cool. So I think I'm also going to add some to these little shapes here. Don't need a lot, just a little bit. I'm going to color this little piece in right there. Now I'm going to draw the stem. So I'm going to draw a 2-layer base for the stem. And I realized they made it really crooked, but that's okay because flowers never grow straight, right? So that's the stem. And now we're going to get to the shading. The first thing that I want to shade is kind of the outside of that inner teardrop. So I'm going to put some graphite here. And on the other side. And spread that out with my tortillon. Next, I'm going to shade these little pieces where we put those flicks there, but I want to be able to have some graphite that spreads out a little bit. So I'm going to spread those out a little bit. See, I think that gives them a little extra dimension, even though we have those pen flicks in there. I think it looks pretty cool. All right, and using the stuff that's on my tortilla, I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera. I'm gonna just shade these a little bit. And then I think I want to put some graphite right here. And then I'm going to spread it out with my tortilla and kind of go up a little bit and then lift up my tortilla and make kind of like a gradient as I'm going up that shape swirl. I'm not really sure what we would call it. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom. And I think that I am done. And that is Betty.